Hello. Love in the Times of Corona. This was one of the book alternative names that I shared with my friends a couple days ago, just after the World Health Organization announced this virus as being a pandemic. Yes, Love in the Times of Corona was in envy for the Gabriel Garcia Marquez's book's name, Love in the Times of Cholera. Other alternatives were Peace is Power, the other was World Unplugged, and the fourth one was a Turkish, humorous Turkish name. And I thank all my friends who trusted me that I could write a book right away the pandemic was declared, and I already wrote the book, and I'm actually trying to choose a title for that. That's in my writing life. I promise that I will try to match with your trust all the time. It was actually kind of humorous. It was underlining that in even in few days there was so much feeling around. There was so much self-reflection, self-digging around, so that so many books will be produced, and there are so many perspectives to write book about in this topic. Yes, there are so many people who are around like a scientist or around like a philosopher. Everybody is producing something, some shell of information, and we're all fed up with the like least known topic is when people comes to conclusions and when people pretends as if they know everything. Yes, there are so much dearth of knowledge is going around too. There is so much conspiracy theories going around, and some of them are scary. Yes, decades ago, Dean Koontz writing a novel speaking about a virus spreading from Wuhan is scary to me, even though it has some good basis or not. Or Bill Gates in his 2015 speech speaking about a virus becoming a pandemic, and 2020 is actually, and then this pandemic killing half of the world's population. Him saying that is scary for me. Or people finding some leftover laboratory tools, some chemical container leftovers that are thrown in the waters of Wuhan. These are scary, but overall, it is not possible that we know it all or we can prove any of these conspiracies by heart. But the only thing that I know, with only the intuition, in our times, people are going through their weakest time. Yes, maybe they are technologically really greatly furnished, but as human beings, as the core of core values or core strengths of being human, is what the humanity is lacking nowadays. Like even if some people, some vicious people, planned some terrible things for the world, is just, I don't think they match up with their plans. And currently, yes, maybe they messed up and we're living totally different thing. And then, but I believe none of the humans, none of the politicians, none of the like business people, none of the world's richest who are holding the capital of the world in their hands are strong enough to make such big plans and make that plan to go through without calculating the human factor, human weaknesses or current unknowns. So that I'm not yet buying any of those conspiracies too, and I don't know where this is going. I have only questions that I know, and I also know that virus is us, and virus don't walk around. We walk around, or Earth only dances. We quake. Earthquakes are us. So whatever we see negative, there's us behind. So that's the only part that I know, and I really truly hope this times turns out to be an opportunity for to fix those problems of being human. So that I would like to share my questions with you. My questions are: um, do you think that the hatred in the world that you see around is belongs to the world, or is it a derivation or the production of the self-hatred? Um, are we good at loving ourselves, loving our inner selves? Are we good at slowing down and knowing ourselves? Um, Another question is that did you enjoy slowing down recently, last few days? Did you enjoy a little emptier streets? Did you realize the peace in the nature, in the birds, in the dogs, cats, or seagulls, whatever? Did you feel that our peace is being reflected to those creatures or the nature? Um, did you started taking good care of your elderly last couple of days? Did you started thinking about how to feed your loved ones healthier? Um, did you started maybe realizing if you go out for a walk, did you start realizing that animals, that you can connect with animals, and very aware that they were always there with open hearts to connect with you, and you were in such a pace and you didn't slow down for them. And so did you always want to spend more time at home, but you couldn't, and you really enjoyed spending time at home? You did all those good things, right? No, you didn't. Virus did it for you. Because virus, that goddamn unknown ghost virus, has more power over your life than you have a power over your life. So that, are you ready to change this? Are you ready to love yourself more? Are you ready to connect with your inner power? Are you ready to connect with who you are, what you're capable of? You don't need an excuse of virus. I don't mean that huge people with huge responsibilities, but there are majority of people without a cause, just running outside, creating a chaos in business suit covers or social butterfly covers. They run around, they don't stop, because if they stop, they will face with themselves, and then they won't like what they see. So that slowing down is a major problem for them. So, are you one of those people? Do you think that you can change this? Are you one of those people, besides all the deaths, all the people passing away due to pandemic, and the collapse, sudden, like immediate collapse in economy, despite all these negative effects, being aware of these negative effects, all these other side effects are being positive? Are you considering all the other side effects will be positive and it will bring good outcome? Um, Not yet. Not. I don't think that way yet, because if we are people in only 3 days, and it was in an absolute quarantine even, running to markets and buying way more than we need, and um, at the same time, if we didn't buy for people who don't have purchasing power, um, for example, I'm guilty of that. I purchased wine with a high phenolic index, because high phenolic index is good for your immune system. Um, so, are you one of those people who are stocking things at their house but not thinking about the other ones? Or did you ever think about the animals who are tested in process of finding a vaccination cure for this virus? So some of those animals were, they died. And did you ever think about those animals? So once we have a decent answers to those questions, then we will maybe have good outcome from this pandemic. We are still the same human being yet, but we are only pinched by the Mother Earth so that we can arrive to good conclusions. So being able to arrive to good conclusions, questions are the main tools. So that ask these questions around, please, and please connect with yourself and love yourself and just create more goodness out of this, because once the reset button um, is will lead us to our new life, that new life might be exactly like the old one, unless we change something by taking the hatred out of our self relation. Are you a romantic? So are you thinking that the times that are the times that are full of kindness, art, and feelings will be the ruler again? I am one of them. I'm hoping so. But to be able to do so, uh, we will we will hopefully start sincerely focusing on these things. And well, are you ready to live that way? How simple are you ready to go? How much love you can give to yourself? So I have million more questions, but I'm sure you will be good at guessing those questions or creating better questions than mine. Ask more questions. Please ask more questions. And also while doing that, listen the song of Imani, Slow Down. Slow down.